Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Let's take a quick look here at Ethereum, see what's going on. We're double checking some important levels here, such as our local resistances and or supports. We got our macro fib levels pulled up here, and we want to also look at our macro points of control to kind of get perspective on, hey, where are we at? What's going on? ETH has been a good front runner here for a lot of alts here recently, kind of indicating that we're more likely to go up than down, or that altcoins are on track right now. So it's a very, very good sign, very good look here for ETH. And it's definitely something we want to kind of be mindful of. So when we look at liquidation, we want to be aware of, first of all, how much liquidation is above or below the price, right? And if we look at these concentrations here too, there's a pretty significant chunk right here at about 2260. So I'm speculating 2200 might be that area of retracement for us. If the price were to continue to pull back, a lot of that's going to require Bitcoin to hit its $100,000 range. And we came down to 100.8, if I'm not mistaken, because we had our take profit target for our Bitcoin short 28% in 3 days. That was 101.8, or sorry, 100.8. Also took some XRP and SUI long profit there, so congrats to everybody there. I avoided trading ETH because it was just running. I don't like to try to catch runners. Same thing with the falling knife and the price is just dropping really hard. I try not to short into that. No matter how you look at it though, we will look at liquidation. It's spread out above and below the price, so it's kind of consistent in either direction. It kind of just tells us that we have a lot of people taking longs and a lot of people taking shorts. But if you take a look at liquidation delta here, you can see there's 20 billion in liquidation delta to the upside. So there's obviously way more people taking longs than shorts right now. So I don't recommend taking shorts into this. It doesn't make a lot of sense, even though the price is pulling back and we're expecting even potentially continue further. It's just bad business. It's bad for your business of maintaining a decent, healthy portfolio, and you should make sure to recognize that we're more likely to go higher than we are lower based on how well altcoins are performing, and ETH is doing extraordinarily well. But it makes sense that it's pulling back here. So 2400 and 2300, we can see this areas of open interest. Those are the local areas in which the price is likely to pull back to and bounce, which we saw already happen at roughly 2400. So good stuff there in that sense. Now, when it comes to the macro perspective, we zoom out a little bit. Ever since summer of last year, we've seen the most amount of volume accumulated at 2650. That's right there, just above the price action. It's literally right where the price rejected out earlier today. So I'm not saying that that's like, this is the only area you need to pay attention to, or this happened because of this. The simple way to understand is Bitcoin pulled back and ETH has to pull back too with it. But it's pulling back half as strong as Bitcoin is, and it's maintaining its range twice as well as a majority of altcoins. And those are very, very positive signs. Anyways, that point of control is important to recognize because 2650 will be likely the tentative resistance for us. So we're going to need to see a lot more volume flowing into that in order to see that get broken. Speaking of volume, we look at the 4-hour RSI. Sorry, this is the daily RSI. Extremely important to recognize that we're still over 70, and in turn, you do not short against this. You wait. Honestly, if you're in a long position, you're supposed to keep your long position open because we could continue higher. We could even see a bounce off that 70 level. More often than not, when you see prices continue to run, it'll just keep on going up and up and up, and the RSI goes sideways and up with it. So we're looking for that shift in momentum. When the RSI comes back down, that's when you maybe want to consider securing profits. 4-hour time frame, reflecting very similar behaviors here as far as positive, overall generally good structure. In other words, we're overall moving averages. The 4-hour time frame also reflects that our RSI is tapering off with the price of the price action essentially channeling. When you see the RSI pull back and the price of the coin that you're analyzing, and it's working itself in a range, if we maintain this range for a little bit longer, there's a distinct probability we break up and out of this range than we do break down. Okay, so just be mindful. We're in a very good situation here. We could very well see the price action continue to run after breaking free from this range. So I'll go ahead and post this playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you're not familiar. It's all available here for you. I do also have shorts that I'm working on or providing to you as well, getting a lot of good feedback there too. So thank you so much for the likes on that. That is available on our TikTok as well. So if you're kind of curious, it's whichever platform you prefer. But no matter how you look at it here, when it comes to this range, until we break down from the range, we want to expect it to continue. If Bitcoin does maintain its current range, then we're in good shape. I do personally still feel like Bitcoin will hit the 100 to 97K range. We're really close to it already. If that happens, we may see one more leg down, possibly this $2,200 range. So I'd be very interested in a long in the 2,200 approximate range here for this coin, based on the simple fact that that's an area of confluence. We saw a lot of support here previously, and that breaking through that, this point of control here should be our next area of support. Okay, so I'll go ahead and create an alert there for that. So that's kind of the overall sense there. Not much else to really note. I mean, we look at the hourly time frame, we are seeing a shift in momentum. We're now breaking below the cloud, so I think it's pretty safe to presume that we're going to be continuing a little bit lower. That's generally the concept that I'm going on, or taking at this point. In other words, I'm waiting to take some longs here. I don't want to just jump into the top. Even though we found some good profit over the weekend, today's kind of a break-even, take profit kind of day. When we have these transitions, it's usually best to avoid trading. That's just me personally. But I like to lower my risk and increase my reward. So that's why if you are just a little bit patient, a little bit more patient than the average moon boy, you'd probably be just fine. Also, speaking of moon boys, be very careful following them. You know who they are. They're probably wearing sunglasses, listening to techno music, and all sorts of bright colors on the screen. Granted, I have bright colors too, but I think you understand by now the difference. Anyways, good luck and be careful out there, folks. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Thanks again so much for your time. Take care.